y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, no, here comes the,
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are back with the Tailgate Talk Season 2, Episode 8. How about it? We like to thank you for your continued support and listening to three dumb idiots talk some shop and talk sports like we do at Tailgates. So we're going to start it how we normally start it. Josh, do you have your computer?
Every tailgate.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I forgot about this. I need this.
It was taking off like a fucking jet engine, so I calmed it down over there for a sec.
We're going to start it off how we normally start it with the sugar-free Red Bull. Oh, I need this today.
It gives you wings.
I need it today.
Cheetos.
Real good. Shake up the old smelling salts. Let's get this party going.
Oh, baby.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, those were cold today. Yes.
Too much.
Oh, Bubba.
In case you didn't know what we're doing, this is what it is.
It's Atomic Rhino.
Rhino.
Oh, my goodness. That really puts some lead in your pencil, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's good.
Chewy.
All right. Here we go.
All right. Hey, welcome to episode 8.
Kick this mother sucker
Love
off.
to be here for you guys. Got the laptop, opening it up. Didn't want it to die. All right. Let's start this motherfucker. Time to spin.
Bing, bong. Don't touch it.
I won't.
Don't touch it.
I'm going to shuffle it for you, and then I'll let you hit it. Shuffle.
Why don't you let me rub it and then
Yeah.
hit it like you said?
Yeah, go ahead and hit that. Hit my spot.
Bing,
Bing.
bong.
Come on. Big money, big money, big money.
What do we get?
48.
48.
Great fucking number, Duff.
Better than the 60s you've been getting.
I mean, at least you could think of A lineman.
Yeah.
40 fucking 8. Wow, what a number.
There's got to be a pitcher. There's got to be a linebacker.
There is a picture.
That's all we got.
I got no one. I can't think of anybody.
I know there's a pitcher that I'm going to be sad that I didn't think of, but I also cannot think of anyone off the top of my head. Like Tim Wakefield. That's about all I got.
Porcello was 38.
Jacob DeGrom.
Yeah,
It might have been Porcello.
Porcello was 20...
9?
20-something. Anyways,
Wasn't
this number
28.
sucks. Let's respin.
Okay.
Kelly, you press the button. Reach all the way over here.
I'm fucking hitting the button. Fuck you guys.
All right, you selfish.
48.
I'll show you
I
that.
call BS.
Porcello?
Porcello.
Was it? I was fucking right on, baby. Yeah.
Slick Rick. What number we get this
I
time?
don't know. Something great.
Ooh.
69.
Nice.
Let's go. No one can be 69
Nice.
in the NFL. Fun
Yeah, they
fact.
can. Yeah, they can.
I thought, who were the camp? Oh,
No,
in the NBA.
Richie Incognito.
NBA.
Is
NBA.
the only 69 I could think of. And his personality fit it.
Let's see. 69.
I don't know a lot either.
Jared Allen.
I was going to say
Nice.
that was the
Fuck
only
that
one.
guy, though.
He was so good.
Yeah, he
All right,
was.
let's see. That's athletes to wear.
It's got to
Wait.
be hockey.
I just thought of 48 too.
Who?
Torrey Hunter.
Touche.
Nice.
No,
John Runyon. Mark Schlereth. Those are two good
Vic
football
Schlereth
players.
was 69? What a
Apparently.
savage.
69 is a great number.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right. Well, hey, this has been kind of shitty.
Yep.
This
Jared
thing.
Allen.
We might have to change it back up.
David Bakhtiari.
Oh, okay.
we might have to put only athletic numbers in there.
Yeah.
John Runyon.
No, I like us looking stupid.
All right, that's about where.
I'm going to go with Ricky P with 48.
I'm taking Torrey Hunter.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we got a great show today. We got a little bit of Michigan, kind of a big game this week. We got the Lions. Obviously, we have our power rankings, our over-unders, the picks, the dog of the week, the lock of the week. If we want to chat a little bit about the Pistons, go ahead. Wings, they started. We can start it. We can start that off too, but we're gonna start it off with what Callie's got on. Boys in blue. They got a big game, rivalry game this week in Ann Arbor at 7:30
p.m., yep.
7:30.
Night game in Ann Arbor.
Night game in Ann Arbor.
It's a dangerous game to have a night game.
What do we 5 point
4-point favorite.
Yeah, 4.5.
It moved.
Yeah.
Moved to
Okay. 4-point favor. How you feeling? What are you thinking? Initial thoughts of the game. Not the history of it, just this coming up game on Saturday.
I'm nervous.
Yeah?
Also nervous. Reason being, now, the one thing I don't want, people are getting twisted a little bit is, don't get me wrong, Michigan State had a very impressive win last week at home versus Iowa, who's also been very hit or miss this year. But other than that, I mean, they've been bad too. So let's not act like, even some Michigan fans, like, it's wild the takes that I've been seeing this week where they're like, oh, they're so much better than us. Oh, they're like their trajectory, they're pointing upward, and I'm like, they had one good week. And I mean, props to them. That's an impressive win.
That was a good
to beat
defense,
Iowa.
and they put up some points.
I mean, what's their wins this year? Prairie View,
Dude, that's it.
Sister of the Blind.
They lost to bad Boston College. They've lost some bad games. So they've been having turnover issues as well. I mean, their issues are expected. It's their credit. They haven't overachieved or underachieved. We've pretty much expected them up until this last week. I'd say the results have been expected.
I mean, I think that they were a 6-win team going into it.
Yeah.
I just pulled up their stuff here. They beat Maryland, right? They beat Prairie View.
Northwestern.
They lost to
Pecker fucking slapped
Boston College.
Maryland, so.
Ohio State beat them. They beat Iowa, and they got crushed by Oregon.
Yeah.
So, again, what you expect. Right?
So every game in that schedule is what I expected, other than them beating Iowa.
Yep.
So
they're overachieving, which is good. Childs is playing well. He's turning the ball over a shit ton.
Yep.
But he's that boom or bust player, right?
My biggest takeaway and what I'm nervous about, regardless, is they, other than one big run, they pretty much shut down the run game with Iowa, and we're pretty similar. And then honestly, we beat them 49-0 last year. They shut down the run game.
Mm-hmm.
They did everything they could. They took away Corum. They took away Edwards. JJ went off on them. We had a couple a defensive touchdown. And the year before that, they were really tough against the run at the Big House as well. So they're very capable of, lining up and slowing down our run game, which we've shown is our only real legit pathway to success. So
had no idea that was the game last year. Blake Corum had 15 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown, which is I mean, he had an incredible year last year.
Yep.
Alex Orji was second on our team with 27 yards and a touch.
Yep. They were on a mission last year to stop the run, and JJ was 4 touchdowns. Colson Loveland went off.
Loveland had 2 touchdowns.
Barner.
Roman Wilson had 1. AJ Barner had 1.
Yeah, so our tight ends.
They threw. I mean, he was 21 for 27. That was when everyone was saying that JJ McCarthy couldn't throw the ball.
Yep.
And it was because we didn't need him to.
Yep.
This was also right after the allegations came out, and they had a big dick them and show them that they didn't need. We're not stealing signs. We're not doing any of that. So.
Yep. So my fear, say they come. I mean, I know it's a completely different coaching staff, completely different team, but they got a lot of the same players. Mm-hmm. They've shown they can slow the run down. They can stop the run. We have shown that we can't pass the way that we could pass last year, and a lot of people took JJ and what he could do for granted. So. That's my biggest question is, what do we do?
That's why I say when I'm nervous, that's why I'm nervous.
Yep. And
that is, Tuttle last week was not good.
Yep.
No matter how you swing it, he missed some open throws that were not good. So, I'm assuming he's going to be the guy again this week.
He will be.
But I'm nervous. Because the one thing I will say is our defense, we have a pass rush. Stewart is absolutely a force. And when Childs is pressured, he has turnovers. That's what he's done all year.
Right. Is he going to run? Is he going to make the stupid play, though, is what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Right. 2
turnover-prone teams. I think whoever wins the turnover battle ultimately.
That's why the over-under is only at 40.
Yeah. I think Michigan wins. I think it's an ugly, non-enjoyable game for either team. But, I think ultimately it's going to come down to the turnover battles. And, our defense did look better last week. But we're also getting to that point now where Will Johnson didn't play the last 3 quarters last week.
Yeah, what's going on with him? What's the inside?
No one knows. He's banged up, working through things is what they keep telling us. But it's his third game that he's not played the whole
Kept saying
game.
ankle again.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he had a shoulder injury. He's got an ankle injury. As soon as he takes his glove off, you'll see his thumb's been taped up all year. At some point, with a team that did what they did last year, had high expectations coming in, and with the landscape of today's college football, you got to start to wonder: does he shut it down? Do they shut it down? Mason Graham, Colston Loveland, all these guys that are highly sought after, going to be first round draft picks. At what point does that start to click? I have not seen it with the other guys yet. I think Colston's very committed. I think Mason Graham's very committed. I
don't think Mason Graham wants to come off the field ever.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless he's tired.
I don't even want to say that it would be Will not committing to the team because he has had legit injuries. But at what point does one start to be more important than the other? I think this is going to be big this week to see if he plays.
I think this is the turning point, man. You lose this game.
Yeah, 100%.
Not looking good for the season.
Even you win, you're still hoping for 6-6. We're 4-3 right now, so I expect to beat Michigan State. I expect to beat Northwestern. That's your 6 wins, and then your 2 losses are Oregon and Ohio State, and then you're going to be a heavy underdog at Indiana.
Yeah, they're home.
Yeah. So
too.
If you lose this game, all of a sudden you're looking at a 5-7.
Yep. No bowl game.
Yeah. So this one is big. Big for Sharon. It's big for the coaching staff. It's big for the program. And I hope that the players have enough pride and they're bought in enough and they're going to play for their coaches and themselves to, state championship.
Right.
That's the thing. You got to understand the rivalry, and I think the majority of these guys do. They were there last year. I know it was a different run last year. However, majority of these guys were part of that run. As a lot of these guys played a ton last year because of the scores of most games. A lot of these guys played in this game last year because of the score in this game.
Right.
So I think they understand the idea of the rivalry, the in-state rivalry. I know we do because we've been around it a long time, and we got to hear, especially how our office is decorated right now, which I don't like talking about. So irritating. But nonetheless, yeah, it's going to be a defensive battle, I think. Like Kaylee said, it's going to be an ugly win for whoever wins, I think, either way. And I don't know. The way they started the game last week with, taking a shot right away, have Edwards in the game. Like, at this point, you know what your offense is.
Right.
You know who it runs through. It runs through Mullings. Like, that's who your offense runs through. And I hate seeing us get cute right away. We already, we put ourselves behind the 8 ball. And
but is it as a coaching staff they need to do that because they don't think we can win? Or is it...
But here's the thing. If you don't think you're winning, you're not going to play your 7th-year senior right now. If you don't think you're going to win.
I mean...
They're right now they're playing Tuttle because he gives them the best chance to win. So if he's your best chance to win, run with the offensive formula that is your best chance to win, which is ground and pound with Mullings.
I agree with most of that. I agree 1,000%. Like I was saying all game, I don't mind the first play. I don't mind Edwards starting the game. Because ultimately Mullings still had more carries. Mullings was still the guy. But that being said, we threw the ball 32 times. We ran the ball 26 times. That's absolutely unacceptable with this team. Mullings should have. It's got to be 60-40 at the least the other direction. We showed against USC with no passing game that we could still win a game like this. We showed against Minnesota with no passing game. We could still win a game like this. Tuttle at least gives you at least a little semblance of a passing game, but he sure as hell, we should not be a pass-first team.
No.
Way too many times we threw the ball on first down, and he either got sacked or was incomplete. Now you're looking at 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 15. Kalel Mullings said post-game, and I think part of it obviously is a little selfish, and it should be. I want him to be selfish. He said it's the same as last year. What were we so good at last year offensively? Playing in front of the sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are not a 2nd and 10, 3rd and long team, and that takes your strength away. Every single time Kalel got the ball on first down, we'd be at 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. Much more manageable as a team, and much more manageable for Tuttle to do those things. But that's where I think we got cute ultimately is way too much. Like, I think they were like, hey, watch, we can throw the ball. And again, 32 pass attempts. You know, JJ last year, he had 32 attempts one game all season. Like, one time all season did we ever attempt 32 passes. Who the hell do we think we are to have Tuttle throw the ball 32 times? So I want to see him come out and establish a run game.
I mean, the thing that, look at our wins, too. We were talking about State. Look at our wins. Without that huge run against USC, that's a loss.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to say it was lucky because obviously they schemed it. They called it. But you can't bet on a 70-yard touchdown.
No, but they dominated most of that game.
They did.
It wasn't.
But and USC, I think, is better than Michigan State as well. But I don't think this is by any means a gimme game. And I think it's going to come down to the quarterback play. Childs goes off, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
It's what it's going to be. And if we can't get Tuttle or Warren or Orgy or whoever the fuck we have starting at quarterback to get any sort of rhythm in there, they're going to lose this game.
Yep.
I mean, I'd love to see 3 pick sixes on the defense, but I mean,
I hate comparing it to the Lions, but however, Jared Goff is best off of play action.
Yep.
And that's set up by what?
Yep, run game.
It's set up by a run game. And that's like, it was so, for me, it's like, I know it's not sexy. Running the ball isn't fun. It's not like cool to watch, but you know what is fun? Fucking winning games. Punching the other team in the mouth.
We don't break 2 long touchdown runs against USC without running 30-plus times.
Exactly.
It doesn't just happen.
You're wearing.
100%.
You wear on them. When you lean on the other team and you're wearing down, eventually those happen.
Yep.
So, it happened versus Ohio State
so
a couple years ago when Dono broke those two long runs.
Yep.
So you're going to need a big play from someone somewhere, whether it's Mullings, whether it's Edwards, whether it's, quarterback Morgan, doesn't matter. Fucking Loveland, he had 2 tutties. Big plays is what I feel like this rivalry has. So let's change it a little bit instead of thinking about Saturday's game. What are your favorite Michigan State moments? What's the first one that comes to mind?
We may all have the same one.
Yeah, and I mean I'll steal the shine on that one. For me, it was in the 2007 game. 2000. It was 2005. What am I talking about?
Yeah. What was it 4 or 5 season? Whatever.
Yeah, it was that season. But I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm literally, this is my 1 year I played receiver, and I'm wearing number 1 because I loved Braylon Edwards. And obviously I've been a Michigan fan my whole life. I'm at the game. I have 3 older brothers. We only had 2 seats at the time, so very rarely did I get to go to the better games. It was always like a draft at the start of the year, and I'd end up with, whatever was left over. But for some reason this year I got to go to Michigan State. Sitting in the crowd, I was like 10th row in the end zone that Braylon ended up catching all those touchdowns. And all around me, the few Michigan State fans that were there were just going at us. I remember Drew Stanton was running all over us, and my brother kept saying, keep running him, he's going to get hurt. Keep running him, he's going to get hurt. And eventually Lamar Woodley popped him, separated his shoulder, out of the game. We're down 17 with, 5 minutes left. And Braylon just went berserk.
Yep.
I remember the second the game went to overtime, State fans were leaving before, they knew. And, yeah, Jason Avant, Braylon Edwards, Chad Henne, Mike Hart, that was right there what solidified whenever anyone asked me, your top Wolverines of all time, your favorite receiver of all time. We've seen Braylon at a few golf outings the last couple of years. Anytime I see him, I'm like, I got to go up to him and just be like, hey, man, thanks for that lifelong memory. And, so that's my number 1. There's a lot. There's been a lot, but that's my number 1.
So just to go back in that game, that's also mine. Braylon, 11 receptions, 189 yards, 3 tugs in that game. And that's not even talking about Mike Hart running the ball 33 times for 224 and a tug. Yeah. Henne had 4 touchdowns, 273. Jason Avant got a touchdown, like you said, too. I mean, it was just a incredible game.
Yep. I got a picture of Braylon autographed on one of his catches, and he wrote on it, "Get up." I was like, all right, that's sweet.
It's tough.
So,
yeah, I think that's my favorite as well. I mean, last year was pretty cool. The Goose.
I was gonna say we can
49
all talk about that game a little bit, then actually tell a different memory because we all knew that was our number 1 probably.
Yeah.
Given our age.
Yeah. Right. Just awesome. Was it triple overtime?
Triple overtime.
Overtime. Yeah. Pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, and that was when overtime was still like a new thing in college football. Like it wasn't night game. Like at nighttime too. So it was awesome. Let me think. What else we got? Michigan State. One more I could probably talk about. When the little brother thing started, I'm in college.
It was the next year, wasn't it?
And it was a couple years later.
Because Hart was a freshman that
year. Yeah, it went from Mike Hart's freshman year to I think his senior year, because now he's 4-0 against Michigan State. And I'm just going to put it on the record. Mike Hart said nothing wrong when he said what he said, in my opinion. He was 4-0. He was on his way out of that rivalry as far as he knew and as far as what he had experienced. You know, Michigan State was little brother, and he made a joke about letting them, hang around, letting them think they won, and then coming back and winning. And again, 4-0 on the way out. He's a college kid. That ultimately grew because D'Antonio, which I credit to him too. I can't even fault D'Antonio for doing it, because I really think Michigan State should come from that place that he came from, the chip on your shoulder, that you should play that angle. And he embraced it. He said, "Oh, like, how tall is Mike Hart calling us little brother?" And it's like, most of the time, I wouldn't like a coach talking about a kid like that. But hey, man, embrace it. So that game though, I was out in Grand Rapids. Girl I was dating at the time wanted to go see the sunset at Lake Michigan, and I gave up. Michigan was playing awful, and it was a bad game, and I said, I've had enough of this. He said, yeah, let's go. And this is before like too much internet, too many crazy cell phone updates, and I just get a text, Mario Manningham. We come back, we win the game, and I was just like, holy shit. And then I see, yeah, little brother stuff happened, but that was a cool one that I remember. And yeah, it's been a lot over the years.
Yeah, I don't know if I got any other ones.
No, those are.
I mean, in my mind, the Michigan State rivalry really wasn't anything until we were older.
My thing,
the no-fly zone with State, like that's when it turned, right? And you got to give credit to Antonio. He looked at that game more seriously, and I think Michigan players were too prideful to even look at it as a rivalry, because it was little brother at that time.
Yeah,
our game that we're looking at is Ohio State, not Michigan State, and we went through an era where. What was our win-loss record right then?
Our entire childhood and in all those years, it was always they might beat us once every 4 or 5 years in a fluke game. And I felt like with Harbaugh and everything, that's where we were shifting back to. Because even the games they won in the Harbaugh era, trouble with the snap, the COVID game, the Kenneth Walker game, like there's a reason that we know those games by what I just called them. Mm-hmm. Now that being said, we're in a new era now. And they got a new coach. We got a new coach. Things might be shifting back towards a little bit more competitive. And this Saturday will be the first, step towards really, what the future is going to look like. But
yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at it here. It was you scroll through here. There's a lot of blue in the lifetime of this rivalry, and there was a. 2007 to 2015 was all state except for the 1 year in 2012.
Yep, it was.
And I mean that's essentially how it was in the past. So I think you can't take this game lightly. This is going to be Michigan State's going to be up. Michigan needs to be up for this game. It can't be a little brother situation. They got to take this thing seriously, or they're going to lose it.
Yeah, I think. My biggest thing, too, you said 2007, 2015, that was exactly the line of Rich Rod, Brady Hoke transitioning into the Harbaugh era. And the biggest thing that I took away from 2007, 2015 wasn't just that they beat us. It was that they were better. They were a better football team in every facet of the game than we were. They tackled better. They kicked better. They covered punts better. They just dominated us. And there was really no hope there of even pulling off an upset. And that was a weird thing to see, based off of what we always knew in this rivalry. And my biggest thing when we had the trouble with the snap game was, even when we lost, you think, oh, how was it to be there? Blah blah blah. I walked away from that game and I said, we played a better football game than them. We're back to where we should be. We're back to where they needed some shit to happen, and then I think the years after that kind of even further confirmed that, in my opinion. So again, it's the past now. We're in a new era. I hope the big house. I hope the fans, and that's the other thing that scares me is I think a lot of the fans feel the way we do. They're a little dejected. We're kind of limping into this game, and Michigan State is the complete opposite. So
They're on fire. I heard this morning how many tickets are for sale right now, and it sounds like there's a ton of people from East Lansing buying these tickets up.
yeah, I don't blame them. I still think Michigan wins. I still think that, in my opinion, I think it's similar to like the Minnesota. I think we control it, but it could get ugly quick. It could take a turn. And yeah, if I was a State fan over the last how many years, this is the game that I'd be trying to get tickets to.
Gotcha. Last thing, your comment on Little Brother. Did you want to say that about the Illinois game?
No,
I'll feed it to you, or I'll take it, because I thought it was a hammer line.
Well, my big thing with you've mentioned Little Brother a couple times too, and about the team treating State like Little Brother. My Little Brother isn't about wins and losses, man. Little Brother's a mentality, and it's whether they want to embrace it, deny it, whatever. It's about the fact that, last week they cared more about us losing to Illinois than their own team beating Iowa. That's just the way it's always been. And whether I think they had their chance there in those D'Antonio years to really get rid of that, and because they were better, and they still cared so much about what Michigan did every single week. And it's like, so for me, the Little Brother thing is, I can honest to God tell you that week in, week out, I don't care what State does. Like, I don't want to watch State. I care about them relative to what it means for them to play us. I care. And yes, this is a rivalry. Yes, I want us to win. I honestly want us to win this game sometimes more than some of our other rivalries. Reason being, because of the shit in our office right now. Because of the people I got to see every day. I don't know an Ohio State fan. And if I did, I'd laugh at them because you're in Michigan. Like, you're just a troll at this point. Like,
what are you doing?
So we know one Notre Dame fan that he's a Notre Dame fan until they lose a game. And
a Dallas Cowboy and a Yankee fan.
Yeah, so why is it important? That's why Michigan State is so big in this state. It's because
you see them daily.
You're constantly reminded of it. So that's my big thing with them is, and again, it's a lot to do with our age too. As kids, how many actual Michigan State fans did you know? And how many of them were fans just because they didn't like Michigan? They wanted to be different.
Right.
If you went there, cool. If your parents raised you to be a Michigan State fan, all respect to you. I have a few friends that are Michigan State fans that I'm genuinely happy for them when they do well. That 2007 to 2015 era really made me a little bitter toward them because I had some bad experiences at their stadium.
Yeah, they beat our ass, man.
But yeah, overall, let's win this damn game.
Yeah. Rivalry's back.
That's it.
Get that dub. All right, we're gonna shift gears from that big win, or needing a big win for the Wolverines, to the Lions, who had a great fucking win on Sunday. Took care of business against the Minnesota Vikings. Showed them that we are the true kings of the North, and that they just held our spot for 6 weeks. Fucking love it. Takeouts of that game. What do you guys got from the Detroit Vikings game last Sunday?
Jared Goff should be in that VP race, without question.
Yep.
I mean, if he's not, who's having a better year than him right now?
No one.
Not a soul. We've had more touchdowns in the last 4 weeks than incompletions. You know how hard that is?
18 to 16.
Do you know how hard that is?
Incredible.
My big takeaway on this team is Jake Bates, man, and not just Jake Bates, the confidence in Jake Bates. Because what was everyone so mad at Campbell last year for in the NFC Championship, and
didn't trust our kickers.
As much as it's the decision to not kick the field goal, it's like being football minds. You gotta look into it and say, like, Campbell's playing the odds, and Campbell's going with his gut on what his team wants him to do and what he thinks is going to give the team the best chance of success. He did not kick that field goal just because he, a lot of people, when they make that decision and they make that judgment, they say he went for it over a guaranteed 3 points. It wasn't a guaranteed 3 points.
In his head, it's not guaranteed, right? 100%.
So the fact that he played the way that at the end of that game, the way he did, and he kneeled the ball. Like, we were there watching, and we're like, try to score.
Well, it was so seamless to get to field goal range. It was, 2 or 3 passes?
Yeah,
the St. Brown, the Gibbs
run,
run,
St. Brown run,
and it was
Gibbs
like,
pass.
Score.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like,
Yep.
And because in years past, they would have.
Yep.
Because they didn't trust
Yep.
the kicker. And I think, like you said, hats off to Bates to getting the trust of the coaching staff.
Yep. He got him to the hash he wanted to get. He got him in that distance that he knew he was comfortable. And I know we all watched it incredibly nervous. Some didn't watch it. Duff couldn't even look at the screen.
Duff hates kicks.
I didn't watch it.
I know.
I swear to God.
That fucker, though,
And knuckled.
it went left, right, left.
Oh, yeah. It was scary. Their guy hurtled the center.
Yep.
And then, it hooked back and then hooked. I was like, oh, shit. Oh.
I sit in the same spot in my house for the Lions game. Every time we watch the Lions game in my house in the basement. And literally I was sitting there and I was waiting. My buddy Griff was over. Callie was over. And I put my hands in my face. And I just waited for that to hear them.
The announcement.
And I heard Griff's loud ass. I think his head hit my ceiling. And I was so happy. And not to mention, they did try to screw the Lions over at the end of the game again.
Yeah.
That's not real life. You cannot.
They had a player that was like 10 yards back set. Like,
You can do that.
but
Yeah.
You can do that.
But
As long as you're behind the line of scrimmage.
I understand, but
But it should run off on the
it should be a
penalty.
runoff, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Correct, because it's an offensive penalty.
So something I heard on the radio too was okay, so next time, say this happens again, teams see that they can exploit this rule. Say you get a pass 30 yards downfield. What's stopping the receiver from just running and snapping the ball himself as long as all the offensive linemen stop.
Right.
As long as all the offensive players stop and everyone's onside. Who cares where they are? Obviously they're not on the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a legal formation. But what's stopping him from just running to the referee as soon as the referee places the ball? He just snaps it to someone, shotguns it. Who cares? As long as But 2 players snap, legal formation, clock stops, 5-yard penalty. So I think it's similar to the Oregon Ohio State situation where the NCAA just patched up that rule that you're going to see a rule change. There's no way, and it's funny because sometimes you find these loopholes accidentally. I don't think Minnesota purposely lined up.
No, not at all.
So
I got lucky.
I think going forward, you're going to see that patch somehow.
And it was the same thing. Right when you sent that text, Duff, I was like, Detroit's just rewriting the rule book again.
Yep.
It's always
It's
on.
wild.
They're always on. This one didn't happen to catch him in the ass, but
We all had that sinking feeling.
right.
Here we
We're
go
like,
again.
what they're gonna fucking score a touchdown right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what everyone thought. And
Yep.
how big was that last play with a fucking sack when we had no
Yep.
and what balls to call that?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Game on the line. And
You normally see guys teams rush 3.
Yeah,
or
2 or 3. And we brought
rushed
5.
Fuck
And
you.
we brought the fucking.
You're not throwing this.
Your receivers are not getting the ball that far.
Shout out
They
to-
can't even get to there.
And shout out to Nowinski and a lot of guys stepped up. I mean,
Pascal played. I think he only sat out 4 defensive snaps.
Malcolm Rodriguez had a big game.
Big game.
And then on the offensive side, I mean, Tim Patrick came through. We had a couple of replacement linemen in there, and then Monty, tweaks his ankle early, and Gibbs goes off. That was
Holy shit.
what you envision. I mean, Gibbs had 115 yards.
Snatched a pair of ankles on the way to the touchdown.
Yeah, 45 yards receiving too. He was fun to watch.
And we can talk about the best player on our team right now,
Yeah,
Brian Branch.
yeah, man.
Absolutely incredible football player.
And that's with the one he got taken away.
He had 1 taken away. He had an incredible pick. He had 3. Why are you throwing at him on 3rd down?
Yep.
What are you doing? If you're Minnesota, why are you throwing at him?
I just think that the league doesn't realize how good of a player he is. And
He had 3 third down pass breakups.
I know.
The replay on that interception too, you can tell
He's behind the receiver.
Kirby feeds the receiver to him.
Yeah.
and Kirby points. He's literally pointing at Branch, like passing him off to him, and Branch is jumping it already.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh yeah, here
You're
we
right.
go.
It-
And yeah, just
I mean,
it's the instincts.
I don't want to do it to the kid, but man, the players that you see that read and react like he does are your all-time great safeties,
Honestly, like
right? And I was trying to think of a more normal comparison, right? You can't just throw Dawkins and Reed and Palomalo out there because they're all-time greats. But like
He's on his way.
Tyrann Mathieu,
Yeah.
he's the last player in the league that I just thought was a step ahead,
yeah,
even in the NFL, right? And his career's been up and down, but those couple seasons he was everywhere where the ball was.
yep. I mentioned it last week too, but local Sanders still at Michigan last year.
Yeah.
And it's what I hope Sanders still continues to develop in the pros. He had a big pick a couple weeks ago. He's been playing better, but that's the next level when you watch football and you can just see a guy where the game slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
He not only understands the game plan, he understands everything he's supposed to do, but he is in the offensive huddle half the time and he knows what's going on. Belichick, on the Manning cast they do on Monday nights, Belichick was talking about how rare it is to see a defense have a player like that. And then he was talking about the Ravens, and he said they had Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. And he goes, those are two guys that
Next level.
both of them
Yeah.
on multiple levels of the defense that both, and he said it felt like they were in our offensive huddle. So it's like how rare it is to have a player like that. Well, we got Brian Branch, Kirby's a ball hawk, just unreal. They're both so young too, and then you throw in our corners, like it's fun.
Well,
to
it
watch.
makes the corner's job a lot easier when you have those guys there.
Yep.
Right.
There's
And
trust.
I don't remember who I was talking to, but it was like, what is Branch? He's his own position. Like,
Yep.
he's your Troy or your Ed. They were safeties, but they just lurked around. If you need them to blitz, you know what I mean? Like, great player.
Kind of funny. I know Ocho Cinco's always been big on social media, and anybody that follows him on Twitter, he's a good follow. He's been talking about Brian Branch
Has he?
ever since the Lions drafted him. And I saw a tweet this week where he searched Ocho Cinco and Brian Branch, and he's tweeted about him like 15 times. He's like, all right, this is getting a little weird. I guess like people might see it the wrong way, but he's like, he just loves Brian Branch.
Yeah. I mean, and then you talk about him on defense, and I mean, not to go back to him, but that's how Goff is in the offense. This offense is just he doesn't even have to think about it anymore. It's just he reacts to it, gives him what's taken, and I mean, it's great football to watch.
Yep. Ben
He
Johnson.
is in complete command of everything he's doing right now.
Yeah.
He was on. I don't hear him on the ticket much. I didn't know he was on every Tuesday.
Who?
Golf.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be there. So ask irritating questions, but they asked about his confidence level, and he's like, "I'm just doing my job. Like everybody in this on this team knows that in order for us to get to where we want to get, you have to do your job specifically, and that's what I'm doing." He's like, receivers are running great routes. The O-line, he's like, that was the other question they asked him about having his pocket presence. He's like, I'm blessed. I'm different than most of 30 other teams in the NFL. I have more time to throw, which, again, shouting out his O-line because they're a dominant group. Even without Zeitler, I don't think played right. We had a
No, the rookie was in.
The rookie was in.
He had a rough
was
first half.
it was just a first couple drives. He had the first quarter.
I mean, that stadium's pretty intimidating too. Coming in, starting that.
Side note on the offensive line while we're on it, that stat that you mentioned, Duff, about 18 touchdowns to 16 incompletions last. Think about that as a quarterback, and think about that just in general throughout an entire football game. That means that he hasn't had plays where he just got pressured off time and threw the ball away. Like 16 incompletions in 3 games. That's, maybe 2 of those are receiver drops.
I know.
4 of those are
Jamie-
throwaways. Like,
J-Mo had a drop. I can tell you some of them.
yeah, like there's guys that have 16 incompletions in a game, man. Like that mean it just shows you how on schedule the offense is and how, everything's timing, everything's perfect. It's not being disrupted, and you're not having blown up plays. And that's a huge credit to not only Goff but the offensive line.
Yep. The biggest thing that I got out of it too. So the only time I actually did get nervous for the first time this season, it was when we were down 10 and Monty was limping off, and I was like, "Fuck."
Oh yeah, that's huge.
And that same series, I think, when Gibbs ran the ball.
It was like 2 plays later.
And you're just like, let's fucking go.
It was
Yeah.
2
like
plays
like
later.
missed nothing. The fact that we had him, and then Monty comes back, and it's just like boom, boom. We're hitting both of them again. It was just
Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic and Knuckles. This team is just a different level on offense, and it doesn't matter what happens. We lose a receiver because of a suspension or whatever, an injury, an O lineman missing. It's next man up. Someone else is going to make a play. Who's it going to be? And it's all orchestrated through Jared Goff. So
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say enough good things. Game was fucking awesome. And it's it's Super Bowl or bust in my eyes right now. Which that's where they're at.
Talk about the depth too. Did you guys see that replay of Khalif Raymond's get off the line on his touchdown? I think he sent Stephon Gilmore into retirement. He literally just broke his ankles. He fell back, and that's our 5th receiver. So yeah, with the JMO suspension, who do I think is going to step up? We've already seen Tim Patrick. You know that they trust Khalif Raymond, and maybe we see Allen Robinson get involved here and there.
Yeah.
So no big deal.
Thoughts of this week? Tennessee, who just I don't know if it's official yet, but
They did.
traded their. I mean, he's not having really a good year, but who's throwing him the ball?
Yeah, they
But
suck.
D Hop is gone. I don't know who they have on their team left.
Pollard.
Calvin Ridley,
Exactly.
Will Levis.
Yeah. Right.
Thor's hammer.
I mean,
Interesting. We've never beaten them in the history of their franchise. I think we're 0-5 against the Titans. I saw.
really?
So yeah, I don't know how. It's wild to think, but
We are 11-point favorites.
yeah. But that being said, it changes this weekend. So I expect.
Curb stomped.
Yeah, I just want.
Well, it's the thing.
Dominance.
Just don't sleepwalk, and I don't think they will because they have higher goals in mind. Don't come into the game sleepwalking.
Or play down to him.
Yep.
Go ahead early.
Do what you did
Win
to
the
Dallas,
game.
man.
Dom-
do what you did to Dallas.
dominate the
Keep
game.
scoring. Keep your foot on the gas. And keep scoring points.
Yep. Should be a fun one at Ford Field. Hopefully they just run away with it. And let's be honest, in our lifetime there hasn't been many of those. We had one. What's the game this year? Arizona we beat up pretty good.
Dallas, we fucking
Dallas we destroyed.
Curb
Them.
stomped.
They're both away though, so it'd be nice.
to get a home dub.
Yeah,
Well-
just a home runaway. Like we
Yeah.
thought Seattle might be, and we ended up scraping away late. Or no, and then the Rams too, Buccaneers. So yeah, let's.
Seattle 42-29.
Yeah,
That never felt like it was close.
Yeah.
yes. I,
Rams was close. Bucks we lost. Cardinals that was at Cardinals.
let's just have a party at Ford Field.
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Pull away.
I mean, and then you got Packers Texans the next 2 games. So don't look ahead.
Yep.
Take care of business, and then we got an individual game against the Packers. Again, another 425. So, anything else you want to touch back about on the Detroit Lions?
No man, keep it rolling.
Keep fucking playing. Thoughts before next time we on here? Do we have a new D end?
Tickets are pretty cheap to Green Bay if you guys want to go.
I mean, it's an awesome place to go. I might go. But
Just saying if you can get away for the weekend.
new D end, I'd like them to. They got Tennessee coming into town this week. Let's have their guy stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep them.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many names being tossed around.
I'm just saying, are we? Doesn't mean to be a big name. Are we?
We're adding it.
Are
We're
we
go- I
adding
think-
a DN this week?
Yes, I think we
Between this podcast and the next podcast, we will add another DN.
I think we do. I don't think it's the big name, which we've already seen a couple kind of fall off the table. Reddick agreed with the Jets. Crosby came out and said that he wants to stay with the Raiders, which I don't think it really changes much anyway. I think his asking price is ultimately too high.
But also, you can't, as Mac Crosby, be like, "Yeah, fuck the Raiders." Like,
Yeah,
you can't do that. You're their player.
yeah.
Correct.
You know,
You're
you're
literally
the
what
guy.
they have.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I think we add at least one like mid level. Like I said with Tennessee, I'd love Landry. I'd love my number one's probably Hendrickson. But the Bengals now are they've run off a couple wins.
I'd love both.
But I think we get a guy.
You could use him.
I think we get a guy in that tier, and then we get another body.
Yeah,
so maybe a
to
little
fill
lesser.
in.
Yeah. So because again, we just need some healthy bodies.
Would
here.
you, if you had a chance to get, we'll throw the 2 names, Crosby and Garrett. If you could get them, would you give up 2 first rounds for them?
I would give up 2 firsts.
2 plus another pick. 2 and a
Okay.
second.
It's tough. My thought on the 2 firsts is we're going to use a first probably on a edge type player anyway. So there's your 1. So you're really in my head. You're kind of swapping 1 for him. But then it comes down to contract situations and all that stuff. And again, I think Detroit's been so big on paying their guys. It's tough.
And you know, I keep hearing that you know, even Campbell said, hey, we need money to pay our guys, and I get that, you do, but why can't Crosby be our guy?
Yeah, I think.
Why can't Myles Garrett be our guy?
Yeah, I think Crosby would be a perfect fit. He'd much quicker acceptance, everything being from here as well. I haven't seen much. I know that the Browns are saying they're getting calls about Garrett. I haven't seen much floating around as far as like what their price tag is.
I mean, it's just like Scooble. Like exactly, I can't remember which one you guys said that, but like, yeah, we'll look at offers, but like, we don't need to trade him.
Yeah,
Like he's our guy. You know.
Yeah, but the Browns are in way worse situation than Tigers were in financially.
I mean
Financially.
the Raiders are too, though. I mean, not financially, but just like as a standpoint, as a team, like they suck.
If you look at
And-
Cleveland, they're going to have to pay $170 million to a guy that can't play football. And
Yeah,
will
that-
never
yeah,
be
that,
the
is-
same.
yeah, that sucks.
the funny thing too is all 3 teams that we're talking about are starting to unload. The Browns just unloaded Amari Cooper.
Yep.
The Raiders unloaded Devontae Adams.
Yep.
The Titans unloaded DeAndre Hopkins.
That's why
like
it's right there.
It's so something's going to happen here in the next week or two. Again, I do think though, it's going to be a guy like a Landry, and I'd be okay with that. I think I'm not breaking the bank. I'm not going crazy, and I do think that ultimately Garrett and Crosby they're going to be asking for more.
Yeah, and in my opinion, our window's only so long. They're not a 1 year. They're not a rental. You'd have them for multiple years. I don't remember what Garrett's contract is. I know
think it's
Crosby's
2.
3.
Crosby's is 21, 22, and 24.
So
for the next 3.
So my thing is, we have what, 39 mil in cap space, something like that. I don't know what it is offhand, but we have space. We can still sign our players. We can still restructure players. That's what they get paid for. Anytime bringing in an athlete like that, you know, you can say that those are 3 of the top 5 pass rushers, including Hutchinson in there. Okay, maybe TJ's better. Bosa, I don't know, but they're arguably up there. So to add those 2, plus having McNeil, who's a top 5 interior lineman, like you go into next season, even if we don't win everything this year, you go into next season with the top O-line and D-line, and then you have a quarterback that's playing the way he is. Everything else we've talked about, like that's still building for the future. Yeah, I understand we're giving up first-round picks, but I don't think it's jeopardizing it.
Yeah, and I'll make it clear too. I don't think Crosby or Garrett happened, but
Right.
if I got a notification right now that
Yeah,
it
you
happened,
go
I'd be like,
fucking
let's
nuts.
fucking
Yeah,
go.
right.
It's kind of like
I'm buying a 97 and a 98 jersey.
when the Tigers. I think back to when the Tigers got Prince Fielder. It was like,
No way.
what? We were already so good, and you're just at like, and again because the window, like, it's there.
And that one was wild because it was like, fuck, where's he playing?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, sweet, let's add this awesome bat, but we have Miguel Cabrera who, you know,
Yeah.
Triple Crown. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
So, all right, sweet. Lions, we're all jacked about that. Let's go into the power ranking.
I got mine.
Let's go, which way you want to go? 1 to 5? 5 to 1?
Mine haven't changed much, but let's go. Yeah, let's go 5 to 1.
Let's go 5 to
All right,
1.
my 5 is the Bills.
Ooh, the Bills.
My 5 is Texans.
They fell out for me.
I'm gonna give you my 2. No, I'll just give it to you. I got the Vikings still at 5.
And
They lost. They lost by a field goal.
I have the Vikings at 4.
They're still a really good team. I got them at 5.
I have them at 4. They're a good football team still.
My 4 is the Vikings. Yep.
I got Texans at 4.
Okay.
I have the Ravens at 3.
Ravens at 3.
I think these next couple are the same.
Ravens at 3.
And this is mine change finally. Chiefs are 2.
There we go, baby. On board.
I'm sorry, they did not look good
they didn't.
offensively.
My thing is that they look like shit. They're still winning games.
They have a good defense.
Ooh. No, I got you.
I got the Chiefs still there. Mahomes is playing shit football, and they're still winning. So until I don't know if it's better to do that or just to lose a game, so you can be like, "Hey, you guys suck."
Yeah.
But as long as they have Andy Reid over there, they're one for me.
Until they get knocked off,
Right.
I get it. But yeah,
Lions are one for me.
Lions are my number one as well.
I
I mean, it's so wild to even wrap my mind around the fact that I can say that without even being like
We'll
Laughed
say
at.
heavy homer. Yeah,
I will say the Ravens are starting to look scary.
Yep.
I've been on the Ravens for a few weeks now. I was talking with Don the other night, and he was saying he was picking against the Ravens, and I was like, oh, no. In the way the game started, he's like, I told you, and I was like,
Yeah, wait.
and then they just took over, and that's
I mean,
Derrick Henry's clicking, and the team is they're a good football team. We saw it last year.
so I'm a huge Derrick Henry fan, and I think I have him in every fantasy league, except now we have him in this one too. So I love, and everyone's giving me shit because he had 4 carries in the first half or something like that.
Breaks at
And I
85
said,
yarder.
just fucking wait. And catches a touchdown pass, which doesn't do that. Had a 40 and an 80-yard run. So yeah, they're scary, which that opens up fucking Lamar, which everyone was afraid of.
Yep.
And you can, dude extends plays. He looks like he's playing backyard football, and then he hits a fucking receiver in the end zone.
Fantasy and power rankings, I have DeAndre Hopkins on 3 out of my 4 teams, so I'm curious to see how this plays out. I think with Juju hurt,
I mean,
Rashee Rice hurt.
It's Kelsey and Hop.
I think he's going to get
Don't
some
forget about Noah
targets.
Gray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't sleep on Noah
Okay,
Gray.
no, Grace is stud. My honorable mentions that I had Washington on the outside. They're playing good football. I know their quarterback just got injured. Packers are like, it
They're right
sucks.
They're hanging around.
They're right there, and they're only getting better. And the Bills.
Yeah, my 5. I mean, I know the Packers just beat the Texans. My thought is they beat them by 2 at home. I think this week Packers might take an L, Texans take a win. I just ultimately think a neutral field, but you could have had either one there.
Okay.
Packers have earned that 5 spot as well.
All right. Though we're gonna go into over under. Last week's results was pretty fun. We mixed and matched between the Wings, between baseball, the Lions. The results: Duffy had 6 out of 9 correct.
Damn.
I had 6 out of 9 correct.
Uh-oh.
Callie had 4 out of 9 correct.
Man, I had a bad week.
Bad week. Biggest losses for us: Justin Jefferson reception yards versus Gibbs all-purpose. We all lost it. And who will have more rushing yards, Monty or Aaron Jones? We all were homers and took Monty. Obviously, that didn't happen. And the biggest, let's see, where one person won would have been saves by Lion versus Jared Goff completions. I took saves, which he had 37. Goff only had 25.
Christ.
So pretty fun. I have another batch that is going to be fucking great. So these games are going to be in regards to the Michigan State game on Saturday, the Lions game on Sunday, the Pistons game on Wednesday, and
Tonight.
the Red Wings versus the Sabres on Saturday, okay? So, first up, we got Aiden Childs, all around touchdowns, rushing, passing, being a part of a touchdown versus his interceptions. Which will be higher?
Give me them picks.
Picks.
Might be 1-0.
Picks. I can't do the other side. More rushing yards, Don or Lynch Adams.
Who the hell is Lynch Adams?
That's their running back.
Oh.
He's got a hyphen.
He had a good game against Iowa.
I thought his first
Just Don though. It's not the combo.
I'm going to go Lynch Adams, unfortunately.
Give me the Don. That's a bad pick.
This is rushing, not all purpose.
I know I'm embracing the homerism on that
Okay.
one.
I'm taking Spartans.
When he breaks
on
his one run, I'm gonna be cheering.
That's right. More catches, Loveland or Nick Marsh.
Marsh.
Fuck.
And I'm thinking in my head that I'm skeptical whether Will plays or not.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to play either. So
He's not?
he didn't play the last 3 quarters.
He's questionable right now.
I mean, he'll probably go out for a quarter and get hurt.
Okay,
Marsh.
so if Loveland doesn't play,
No, Loveland's
No, I'm
playing.
talking about Will Johnson.
Will Johnson.
well,
Loveland's playing.
Loveland is playing.
You're taking
So
Marsh
I'm
or
gonna
Loveland?
take Marsh.
It's definitely a good this or that. I think it's gonna be very close, but I think they're gonna have to lean on him a lot.
I'm taking Loveland. He had a game last year. He's going to do it again.
I like it.
Cade Cunningham points. Again, this is against the Pacers tonight. Or Will Levis passing attempts.
Oh,
What was it again? I'm sorry.
Cade Cunningham points. Or Will Levis passing attempts.
I don't know who he's going to throw the ball to, so I'm going to go Cade.
I didn't
Cade.
say he had to complete them. He's just throwing them out there.
Yeah, how do you throw to nobody?
I mean, yeah.
do we know for sure that Will Levis is playing? I haven't seen anything on it.
We'll just say the quarterback passing
because
attempt.
last week it was Mason
It
Rudolph.
was Mason
but,
Rudolph last week.
So we'll do the joint of quarterback. However many passing attempts.
I think passing attempts, and that's only because I think we're gonna whoop that ass.
I think so.
Cade's dropping a 30 bomb tonight.
Hey, I love it.
I'm hoping Cade comes out and wants to show us all his new toys and passes a lot. But
Hey, whatever.
give me
Get the dub. I'm on the Levis train too. I think he's gonna have to throw the ball. He's gonna be eating mayo and tossing the ball. More touchdowns this week. DeAndre Hopkins or the entire Titans wide receiving group.
I just don't know if D-Hop's going to play this soon.
You know, if he's in, Mahomes is gonna try to push it.
100% he's getting
That's my thing. When you get that receiver, Cooper caught a touchdown. You know what I mean?
damn it.
Like,
I'm going to go D-Hop.
Only receivers for the Titans.
only receivers.
Only receivers. Because Pollard may.
Titans receivers. Yeah, Pollard. They don't count.
Hopkins. That's disgusting.
You're taking Hop too.
That's disgusting.
You're taking Hop too.
Yeah.
I wanted to because I want that to happen so bad. All right. Donovan Edwards carries versus Jalen Duren's rebounds.
It's so close.
Fuck.
I don't think Donald gets a ton of... I don't know if he's going to carry the ball a ton.
It depends on how the game's going to go.
I know.
Give me Duren. I think,
I'm going to go Durham.
and it's close again. You're a fucking evil for this, but it's gonna be like 13-12.
This is fun for me. Golf incompletions versus Cade Cunningham assists.
well, Cade's gonna get one assist, so give me Cade.
I was going to say Cade's assist.
Yeah, I can't cheer against Golfy. Michigan's passing yards versus Montgomery's rushing yards.
That's dirty.
I know.
Michigan.
Michigan.
Fuck
If
you
we're
for
going to
this
win,
question.
if fucking Michigan's win, it's got to be Michigan. You're going Montgomery, aren't you?
I'm going Monty.
Yeah.
I think he's going off. Game's gonna be over, and all they're gonna do is feed him.
Yeah,
That's all. I mean,
I could see it.
that's all they're gonna do. I mean, like, you could have 250 yards passing and 265 yards rushing. Like, that's fine.
I think we beat them so bad that we're gonna see some Vaki carries.
There you go. Lions interceptions versus Red Wings goals.
They scored one goal last night.
They had 10 shots.
10 shots, 1 goal.
Oh my god, who are the Wings playing?
Sabres.
Wait, what game are you doing?
Sabres. All on Saturday.
Did the Sabres have a goalie?
I mean, they have one.
Okay, interceptions.
Interception. I mean, yeah,
It's got to be. We're playing fucking Will Levis.
Or-
we're going to have 4.
We're playing Mason Rudolph
yeah.
or Will Levis.
Yeah, I go interceptions for sure.
Yeah.
But the Wings can score, a 4 or 5
These are fun, but we all went the same way on all
Yeah.
of them. I think.
mostly. Tim Patrick catches versus Ivy's rebounds.
God, what the fuck?
I'm going Patrick catches.
Ooh, TP.
He's going to have 5 catches this week.
I'll go the other way. Give me Ivy.
I would love to see that, but Ivy's going to be shooting the ball out. I'm going Timmy P.
I think every time Ivy does anything
what?
this year, he's just going to be flicking off the old administration for benching him last year. So.
I actually think Ivy too. Tim Patrick, again, I think for Monty to have all the rushing yards, they're not going to throw the ball. Need to throw the ball.
Yep.
So I'm going to go Ivy. Yeah. So those are fun. I don't know. What do you guys like? Do you like those better, or did you like the over-unders with the rushing and passing?
These are harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
These are harder.
It's fun to think of them.
These are harder.
I like it.
All right. Duff. Give us
All
the
right,
picks,
we
baby.
got the picks. Callie had alluded he had a rough week last week. This was part of it. He was 2-6.
I did my best. That's
I
all that
was
matters.
4-4, and the big fella taking over Sulphur's place went 6-2.
Yeah, baby.
So we are gonna kick it off with
How much am I ahead of you guys now?
You are beating me by 2. You're beating Callie by 4.
That feels good.
Anyways, fuck. We're going to Thursday night.
I haven't even looked at any of these games.
So, the Vikings -3 against the Rams.
Cup back.
I mean, I think he's back and he's on the trade block.
Stafford is as well. Puka's not back.
Oh boy.
I'm taking the Vikings. They got beat.
I'm gonna go with our theory. I'm gonna go with the Rams and the Vikings theory.
I forgot about that. Damn it.
Rams. I hate them. I hate it both. Don't feel good about it.
All right, Sunday night. Dallas at San Fran. San Fran is favored by 4.5, but I'm not quite sure who they're going to throw the ball to.
I hate this one too.
Yeah, their healthiest receiver got shot this year.
Yep, he sure did.
Yeah. So that's what they got going.
Yeah, he did. No, he got shot.
But Dallas.
Dallas is abysmal, and I hate taking them, but they are going to cover 4.5.
Yeah. Fuck. I was thinking about the game last year. What Kittle had the undershirt that said like "fuck the
Dallas."
Cowboys." Yeah. I think Dallas gets their revenge and covers. Give me Dallas.
Niners.
If Dallas wins this game, that puts the Niners 3-5. Who would have thought?
Still a lot of football left.
Oh yeah, but when you look at
No CMC, no Debo.
at it from a Lions fan
Ayuk's
perspective, who scares you? The only two for me are
Ravens.
Ravens and Chiefs.
I don't even
that
think the
game
Chiefs-
last
I don't even
week.
think the Chiefs scare me.
They scare me just because who they are.
Right.
And either way, if we play them, it's going to be Super Bowl, and that's fucking scary.
Could Philly get hot though at the end with that
Good.
running quarterback? Could get there.
They could.
They're not scary right now though.
Yeah.
And Saquon is a
Saquon, you get a healthy AJ Brown, you get a healthy Devonta Smith.
Devonta Smith got me negative fantasy points last week, for the record.
Well,
So did J-Mo. So
no, he had 0.3.
J-Mo?
Yeah.
Did he have
Devontae-
negative 4 yards rushing?
Devonta had
Oh,
one.
but he had a catch.
had a
He had
He had a
one catch for
Yeah.
-8 yards. Devonta Smith.
Nice.
Minus 0.3.
And-
Hats off, buddy.
How's that happen?
JMO had 1 for -4. While we're on San
And then they
Fran,
tested him for fucking PEDs. So, after that game.
while we're on San Fran, Kelly and I watched Ayuk's knee explode.
Bloop.
It was disgusting.
See, like, I knew that something like that was going to happen. After all that fucking drama of the offseason of it being a diva, you go out there and fucking blow your knee out.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Let's go to Monday night. Giants at Steelers. Danger Russ having a great game last week. Steelers favored by 6.5.
Who the fuck picks these Monday night games? No one wants to watch this shit.
It'll
Sorry.
be an ugly football game.
Who's favored by what?
Steelers
Steelers,
6.5
At home?
at home.
Yeah.
Gross. I think Daniel Jones got benched a little bit last week. He's going to be starter again, but
You got
he got
Cutlets out there?
he got pulled for
Cuts?
who?
Cutlets?
I think
No,
Oh.
it was
I could get on that.
it was the Denver Seattle guy.
Well, that's boring.
What's his name? He
Okay, who cares?
Locke. Drew Locke.
the,
Okay.
when he put the
Yeah,
jacket on in
jacket on,
college
yeah,
and then got
fucking-
his ass beat.
yeah.
I'm going Steelers.
Yeah. Steel City, baby.
Give me the Giants.
I thought you already said Steelers. You already said Steelers.
No, I didn't.
No,
I just think he was talking
I
about
just asked again who was the favorite.
Giants suck. They piss me off.
They both suck.
No, they don't. Steelers are good.
They're ugly.
I like it.
All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna jump over to Saturday and do a game because there was not a ton of great games, but we do love the USA. So we're gonna do one for Rocca, Notre Dame versus an unbeaten Navy team. Notre Dame is favored by 12.5.
12.5?
Are they in?
They're at Navy. I'm taking Navy in this one
Uh,
because Navy is fighting for the chance to do what
No one's ever done.
no one's ever done over there.
Army's right there too, though, man.
Well, Army's.
They're both-
I think Army's the better football team. I'll be honest, but I think Navy is gonna.
God, I would love.
Proud to be an American, but I'm also Irish.
I'm also
Go
Irish.
Notre Dame.
It's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna take the points. Give me Navy.
All right, let's. We're gonna jump over to what do we want to do? Let's do hockey. Wings Devils tomorrow night. Over under
10 shots.
6 goals.
Brutal, dude.
That's the Devils number, right?
Under.
That's why I put it there. And we're playing the Devils.
Devils.
Under.
Yeah, I'm going under.
Me too.
Under.
That was fun.
Watch them bust out.
All right,
fucking
we're going to
12.
talk about the Pistons kicking off tonight.
Let's go.
At home versus the Pacers.
What's that spread?
Detroit.
Basketball is +5.
For us?
At home?
Yep, at home.
We're getting 5?
We're getting 5 at home against the Pacers. And I don't think Paul George is playing.
Well, is he on their team?
Paul George, is he back there?
I thought he went back. No.
Halliburton. is our guy.
Halliburton is who it is.
Yes.
Boop.
I'm going to take the Stones.
Give me the Pistons, baby. They win straight up.
No shot. They're losing.
It might be my dog of the
They're
week.
trash.
They're not covering 5.
No, they're not covering 5.
All right. Well, here we go. We're going to jump back.
That's a playoff team they're playing. I don't care if they have Halliburton. They suck.
We are jumping back to Saturday for the game we talked about to kick off the show, the rivalry week. Michigan State Spartans versus our boys in blue. The Michigan Wolverines are favored by 4 at home in the big house.
Give me it. Go blue.
All right, I was waiting for somebody else. I knew the homer was taking Michigan no matter what.
Go blue.
Yep, Michigan.
Go blue.
I need them to win, so I don't have to.
What do you think the score is of that game?
14-10. So it'll be a wash, but it counts as a win for us.
20-13.
7-point victory? I think you're going to win by 5 somehow. I don't know how it's going to happen. That's just what I'm feeling.
Alrighty then. And to round us out, as always, our boys here in Detroit. The Lions are finally back at home with a double-digit favorite, -11 versus
That's a lot in the
Tennessee.
NFL, man.
That's a lot of points in the NFL. Fuck. That's a lot of points.
I personally, I'm going to take the Titans with the points. I think we're going to be up 14-17 most of the game, so I think they might backdoor us in cover. So.
Well, the Bucks kind of backdoored a couple people.
I had to think if there was another joke there.
Nope, they just did it on.
They're throttling them. That's going to be Dallas part 2.
Ooh,
We're putting up 40. They can't.
you're right.
What is the spread? 11? They can't score 30.
God.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
There's no shot. Our offense is too good.
We're gonna have a party here in Detroit. Blackout Central.
Shitty pick,
Lions.
I'm sad too because it's going to happen, and I'm going to be down there enjoying it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
That's a win-win.
In the middle of my enjoyment, I'm going to be like, I picked the fucking Titans. God.
Good news, you don't have any actual money on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can actually hedge your bet. And
It's
make
just
that
overall
bet
pride
on
here.
Sunday. This is just for pride.
Yep.
This is for keeps. We should have done it for lunch.
We still can.
Yeah, we can. It's a long season.
Right.
Long season.
Or
All
we
right.
could just
well,
go to lunch. Either way.
That wraps up our picks for this week. I'm going to toss it over to Callie.
Well, we can. So dogs and locks of the week. We did it last week for lunch, and I won it. So this is you guys owe me now.
Well, good.
Is that how it went?
We're even because you lost the picks.
So all of us on the year so far I was a game behind both you guys. I won my lock and my dog because I had the Lions for both. Duff lost his dog with the Texans.
The
Josh
last second field goal,
Yep.
bitches.
Josh lost his dog with the Giants. You both won
Yeah,
your
dog.
locks with the Eagles and the Rams. So
Yeah.
that put us all tied for the year. All three of us are 2-4. So let's start week 4. Who's your dog, Josh?
Regardless of the quarterback play, I'm taking the Manders over Chicago.
Okay.
1.5.
Commanders.
We're going dogs. I am going to go Falcons over the Bucks because they now have corpses playing wide receiver for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I
Is,
like
is that in Tampa or is that
In
in?
Tampa Bay.
So they're damn.
I like that. I also went Commanders. Regardless of who the quarterback is there, I think they've been playing good football.
Agree.
And yeah, I think give them a point at home against the Bears. I'm still a Caleb Williams Bears hater, so
Agreed.
go Commanders.
Agreed.
Duff, who's your lock?
Lock of the week, Buffalo beating Seattle at Seattle.
Okay. Traveling to the West Coast.
I think Josh Allen's playing really good football, and Amari Cooper has another week of practice in this offense. I think he has a big game.
Okay. What you, Josh?
I got the Packers over the Jags.
I like that.
I think they're a scary team. They're
What was
young.
the spread on it?
4.5
What?
Yep, 4.5.
over the
fuck
Jags, and
outta
I just
here.
think I know Trevor Lawrence aired the ball out last week, but they're just
I was deciding between two. It was the one you just said, and I actually took Texans at home versus the Colts. And
I saw that too.
part of my thought process there is that Anthony Richardson's playing. So
Yeah, what if Flack Attack gets in there though? It's a whole
that's,
different.
if it was
fucking
Flacco,
ballgame.
I'd actually be worried about them covering. But
I think so too.
I think Texans take out some frustration from last week.
I think Flacco's the better quarterback in Indy as of today. Not saying that Jay Rich can't be it, but
Yeah, if they cared about winning games, and I think that Flacco would be the guy. But let's be honest, they're
you're looking for your future.
yeah. So, yep, I'm gonna roll with the Texans, and that's part of why I kept them on my power rankings too. I think that they hold on to that 5 spot.
Yeah,
But,
I mean they're running the ball fucking great. CJ looks great. That's
yep.
Are you on the field Saturday?
I am not on the field Saturday. Saturday's going to be a fun. Any listeners, anybody will be on the golf course tailgating from noon until 7. It's going to be a fun day.
what a day.
Yeah, I always try to be in the crowd for the night games, so I can.
It's a long day for those of you going down, so drink responsibly. Don't do anything stupid. Have fun.
Yeah, shock the body. Have a little water.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
We don't want you to pass out and miss the game.
I got 80 stairs to the bathroom. We got to
Yeah,
bang
you
for
gotta
the buck on the bladder, man.
Be very careful what you drink when you're sitting down there.
Touche.
Otherwise, sometimes
Let
when
it
we're
go
down
before-
there, I think about peeing in the water bottle. But then I think of the fans in front of us.
It's a long way to the
It's a
bathroom.
long way to the bathroom.
Hey, steps suck in general.
I
so
will say
I
that
get
when
it.
I went to the USC game this year with my sister, it was very nice. Like, the seats were they're good. They're up there. But I was literally 2 steps, and I was out. And I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
this is
man.
different.
My sign of getting old is the first time at a professional game I've peed in the middle of a game. I've always held it.
Really?
the Tigers
The
game?
Tigers game. I couldn't hold it, and
There's a lot of beer slowing that day.
I was pissed. I was like,
beers were
dead. I was
feeling
like,
like wine.
I can't do it. I can't. I gotta go. I'm like, I was like bouncing. I'm like, I can't.
I'm not going to lie. I think we peed 4 or 5 times during that game.
Yeah.
I gotta process the Michigan games, and it's always you pee once pregame, and then you get down to the seats, and somewhere in that like 5 minutes left to the end of the second quarter before the halftime rush, I will literally, like, if Michigan's gonna score, if Michigan lines up for a field goal in that range, the second he breaks the end zone, I am in the stairs sprinting up those stairs.
He's
because,
backpedaling up the stairs so he
Yeah.
can still watch the game.
again, I got about 50 rows up to the entrance, and it will fill, and you're stuck. You're gridlocked. So it's a sprint. Get there as quick as you can. And usually I can get to the bathroom, get back to my seat before you miss anything at all.
Nice.
But
Yeah. So,
You got it down.
yeah. Anyways, that's
Have a good weekend.
That's going to wrap us up.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys. We should be up and running by hopefully. I mean, could even do it tonight. Tonight, Thursday. I don't know.
do it.
Well,
Yeah, man. Get it done.
Dude, it's my computer is now broken because of this podcast. It takes off like a jet engine.
I guess we're going to have to talk to Eminem.
Yeah. Hey, Locke. Call me sweetie.
Anyways, that's going to wrap us up. We appreciate all our support and continued listeners. As always, go blue, go Lions,
Blue.
forward down the field. See you guys.
Boom!
Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the here comes the here comes the y'all don't really want it now. E-double-L. I said so. I keep big bills up in my hood on the dirty like